Why was an earthquake in Virginia felt at more than twice the distance of a similarly sized earthquake in California? It turns out that earthquakes east of the Rocky Mountains are felt over much broader areas than earthquakes on the West Coast. Let's look at this map from the USGS. All of these dots are showing the locations of people that reported feeling earthquake shaking from different earthquakes, and these earthquakes are marked by different colors. So let's look at the green dots first. Those are the locations of people who reported feeling shaking from the 2011 Mineral, Virginia earthquake, which was a magnitude 5.8. It was felt by tens of millions of people across the East Coast up into southeastern Canada. It was felt at more than 600 miles from the epicenter. So let's compare that to this Napa Valley earthquake marked by these little orange dots. That was a magnitude 6, so a bigger earthquake. It released about twice as much energy as that Virginia earthquake, but it was only felt at about 250 miles away from the epicenter. Now let's compare that to an earthquake in Dover, Delaware. Those are the purple dots. So this was in 2017. It was a magnitude 4.1. 700 times less energy was released in that earthquake than in that earthquake. And yet, that Dover, Delaware earthquake was felt at up to 200 miles from the epicenter. Now this earthquake in the central US, that was in 2016. Yes, that was a magnitude 5.8. It was the Pawnee, Oklahoma earthquake. And you can see that it's felt over a huge part of the central US. What is going on here? It has to do with the rocks in the East Coast and the Midwest. These rocks are really old, up to hundreds of millions of years old in some cases, and they've been exposed to really intense heat and pressure through time. And so that has made them dense and hard. Also, all of the cracks and fissures and faults have had time to heal. And so the seismic waves can travel through these types of rocks over really broad distances. Let's compare that to the West Coast. The rocks there are younger, they're broken up by newer faults, and so it's harder for the seismic waves to get transmitted through that kind of rocky crust, right? Because the seismic energy is getting absorbed by all of those faults and cracks in these young rocks. And so the waves just don't travel as far.